I feel like we have a
Hello.
139 person, a crowd person. They are just waiting for you guys because you are the stars here. How are you today?
Thank you, Robbie, for the great intro. Yeah. Well, looking forward. Hope we can fit into 1 hour because we have plenty of stuff to talk about.
Okay, great. So I will leave the stage. Gary, you have the microphone. After you finish, then Ruben will take the stage, and all the people that are here with us, they can ask the question here in the chat. If you have any other question, just ask the question there, and then at the end of the presentation, we will answer all your questions about animation and everything that's related to animation. So thank you for being here with us. Gary, you have the stage. We will leave the stage and you can present your presentation that you finished today and not yesterday, as you said.
All right, let me share my screen just a second. All right, welcome everyone. Happy to be here. Unfortunately, I won't be able to see you too much, so I will just try to talk to the camera and see the presentation. Hope my screen is visible. All right, I just put a little animation made in Creatopy just to kick off this this webinar. So yeah, welcome and happy to see so many people, and thank you for joining. And I really hope you will find a lot of new stuff, or at least interesting stuff, in today's webinar. It will have 2 parts. Just to give a brief overview, I will walk you through some concepts and through basically what are the ingredients for these high impact ads. And Ruben will actually show you how you can make these in Creatopy and some hands-on techniques, building some live ads here. So we'll go through this. All right, a few things about me. My role here is coordinating everything user experience from end to end. This means leading the design team at Creatopy. I have quite some time and experience in design field, ranging from everything from user experience, web design, with a background in advertising and branding. So I kind of couple them all together. And basically we're trying to boost here and use everything we have, the best talent and the best knowledge to build this product, and of course, everything that comes with it. So yes, you can reach me out anytime at Gary at Creatopy, and also I will answer all the questions at the end of the presentation. So the one big topic and the big power of the high impact ads, and when it comes to high impact, I want to talk about this concept of storytelling, because actually the high impact will come from the great stories. And here I must come with a little quote here, because I really think and I really believe in this here, that everything we do has to deliver value and meaning to it. And we really need to sharpen these skills of telling stories. And one of the best tools to do this is actually motion graphics and animations. So this is today's big topic, basically, and I will walk you through how we do this, or what are the ingredients to this. All right. One main thing that I always explain and I always try to emphasize a lot is that we as creatives are really responsible for the show and tell part of the story. So here I'm talking about everyone who's copywriting, designing, art direction, motion graphic artists, video people, and so much more. So we are really handling this part, the show and tell, and this is the biggest part of the storytelling. We really need to put together a package that conveys the message and, captures the audience. And nowadays, everything is motion, or it's around the motion part of the things. But this is nothing new. So when it comes to the ads, Flash was here, and then we evolved into all these HTML stuff. But the recent rise of TikTok, YouTube, and other mediums, it only just underlines the importance of all these little touches, transitions, putting together frames, scenes, stories, and basically creating these motion graphic messages. So yeah, the other part that I want to talk about is that not everything should be animated, or not everything should be in a video format. I mean, we may love this, and it's a really interesting and cool topic, and of course today we will talk only about this. Sometimes you really need to know where to choose, and some things it's enough to go static. Of course, with Creatopy you can cover both of these, but today we'll highlight how you can really push the limits of animations. The other part that is really important for the storytelling is actually to leverage all the other parts that is, let's say, essential to achieve a great story. So here I'm talking about art direction, copywriting, brand strategy, because the best ads and the best campaigns actually have all of them together. So the high impact you'll see in a few examples will come from the actually all these four components combined. That are the super interesting results. We'll talk more on this just a few seconds. The other part that I was quite thinking on how can I emphasize this? I mean, how can I show you the best examples of how we add this value to our work? Because basically we are trying the same thing. We have some techniques, both hard skills and tools and all the stuff to use to convey these messages and basically create this value. And I was thinking, what is the best way to showcase this? And I did some research and tried to put together basically 10 ways, 10, let's say, most powerful techniques, and also 10 benefits basically that you can achieve with animations, carefully crafted motion graphics. And most of these things can be replicated in Creatopy. So there's nothing new under the sun. It's all in the ads field. And I tried to basically collect 10 ways you can create impact here. So I will walk you through each and every one, and we'll talk about them at the end even more. The one and the most basic thing is we are all talking about that, animated ads are more engaging, they create more engagement and so forth. Well, this is the most simple example of this. I just show you a few examples I found along the time on the web that I quite like for these topics. So one basic example is you just take a static, simple design and you basically create an animated version of it, or you're just taking some parts of it and you're trying to highlight something. So this is a great way to basically, is the simplest way to go from simple static visuals to animated ones. And you can basically catch attention and create some more engagement just by bits and pieces. But this is the level 1, let's say. Level 2 would be to create emotional connection with the viewers or your audience. And I think these kind of ads are one of the other extremes, and of course, more complicated to make. You really need to emphasize here how interesting is the copy, the story, the visuals, the art direction, and so forth. But you can, together with some great easings, some good transitions, some soft skills here, some really soft touches, you can create some super emotionally driven connection with the viewer. The other example that I really liked is this simple ad from HelloSign, where animation is only used to basically create some more impact to an already simple and great ad. But basically, you can use just to underline something or just highlight what is the most impactful thing that you need to know seeing this ad. And it really captures also, the viewer's attention, but it also highlights what does this tool do in just one simple second. And I really like this example on how you can create impacts. Viewers will likely more remember these kind of ads compared to the ones that are simple visuals that are nothing is moving, All right. Another way you can create impact with animations is basically all these tools can offer you to play a bit, be more creative, and be more flexible with what you can achieve. So here, for example, we just have a simple comparison between one product and some other generic products. But the way the story is told through some simple animations into one single space is really creative. So basically they here just took a long message, complicated thing, and they fit into a simple ad. Keeping in time, keeping all the constraints, time specifics, or things like this. And animations can really offer you this kind of flexibility. So you can always keep in mind that beyond the impact and engagement, you have this more like superpower to create more flexible things in the same space, in the same time. One thing I personally love about animated ads, and everything that comes with this side of the creative field, is how you can enhance basically a brand reputation by adding really well created smooth transitions to a story. So here basically we have a little story about a little car, but the way it's told and highlighted, all the features, really can emphasize the brand's reputation, or you can build on this, and basically you can replicate this everywhere. I strongly believe that a brand who is really crafting their ads can leverage this kind of effect on the brand's reputation. And when it comes to the brand reputation, there is also the brand recognition part of it. One of the most underlooked parts, I think, on using animations is the way that basically all these animations can help you enhance the way your brand is recognized, or your client's brand is recognized, of course. Because overusing, or not really overusing, but using the same animations over and over again, the same transitions, the same easings, let's say the same button effect or hover effect, can really be a part of your brand, let's say brand recognition kit, the way your brand is really identified through the web. And some people often overlook this part, that animations are just a piece of your brand kit, let's say. And we're really working to make this be easier to achieve, let's say, also in Creatopy. All right, one other example I really love, and we're coming to the end here. You may know this ad from the TVs, or you may just have seen this for the first time, but I really love this because it's an extension of a TV commercial. So one thing that these animations can give you is to transpose a specific ad that maybe you received from your client. Maybe the client asked you to, you want something, he wants to scale up maybe his campaign to display, and you can really use animations to transpose some complex commercials into social media ads, or of course display ads over the internet. And I think this is a really good example on this story. All right, one, of course, another benefit and power tool, let's say, is to use the space, the time, and the real estate basically of the ad more efficiently. Let's say you have more products. Let's say you have product variations. Let's say you want to show off, all your summer collection, all your newest stuff. You can really compress multiple messages, multiple products, multiple variants into the same ad space, and basically save time, money, and so forth. You can really make efficient choices here through these simple swipes or simple sliding transitions. All right, and the last two are basically my go-to favorites and the biggest benefits, I think, of animated ads over some maybe simple static visuals. Of course, static visuals are faster to make and you can create way more. But animated ones have a special status, have a special appeal, and special shareable, let's say, appeal. So when you tell a good story, like here we have these Lark water bottles that have some features, have some unique, qualities. The way the story is told is really simple. And really, if you want to share this product with someone, it can help you basically tell the whole story, tell the whole benefits in 20 seconds, 15 seconds, and share it with anyone else. This is the kind of thing that you can maybe transpose a landing page into an ad, or vice versa. This is really the type of example where animations basically give you a more, more appeal through social media. It can really be interesting to share. And when it comes to appeal, of course, the aesthetic part is also, the important one that people wants to highlight. And maybe the first thing that comes to our mind when we think about all these videos and all these cool ads that combine basically cool transitions, nice movements, cool footages with persons, and everything is well put together aesthetically. It's really the appealing factor. It's really like stepping up the brand to a new league where your ads are really top notch and super streamlined when it comes to bold look, being attractive, and making it really appealing for a purchase. And here we have an example from Square, which I really like. The way basically they integrated all these footages and transitions into their ads. So these are 10 ways basically, or 10 power tools that you can remember and use. And sometimes you need this, or it can help you achieve more efficiency. Sometimes it can help you boost reputation or recognition. Sometimes you can achieve some connection with the customers through these techniques. And I hope it was a good brief example to kickstart our discussions, because some of these ads, some of these examples, and some of these real-world scenarios will show you, Ruben, how to replicate basically in Creatopy, because we have this hands-on, let's build together type of thing, where we wanted to show you all of our new animation capabilities in the tool, everything that I know Ruben and his team worked super hard to build. And I know how all these together, all these, new fancy stuff will help you kind of achieve these kind of results in a super fast, super simple way, I promise. So yeah, Ruben, or I don't know, Robbie, if we have anything to say other than this, I will also invite Ruben on the stage, I think. Yes, I agree with everything in the comments. Yes, Headspace is super cool.
That's awesome. So before Ruben will prepare and everything, I have one question for you, Deep.
Sure.
If you go back to your presentation with all the examples, which one is your favorite and why?
My favorite is probably the connection part. I think is the hardest to achieve, and it really is the one that captures the whole creative effort. Of course, I'm working with a super talented creative team and a lot of other people who collaborate with us, and they know how hard it is to capture the human essence and the emotions in ads. And I think that's one of the most impactful of all of us. But of course, it's a special thing to achieve.
Yeah. Ruben, which one is your favorite one?
I would say this one, the last one, because in a short period of time, it can show you also videos, and it can really explain it in a really, really cool way. So you can just, in a couple of seconds, you get the idea, and you know what is happening and what is this brand about. So yeah, I would say this.
Awesome. One. Gary, thank you very much. We will let now Ruben do his thing. And I just want to remind all the people that are watching us that if they have any other questions, don't forget, you can write the question here in the chat. And yes, the video will be recorded. And yes, you will get the access to the video. And yes, you can also send Gary your questions and also to Ruben. So Ruben, the stage is yours. Me and Gary will get off from the stage.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just a second to share my screen as well. Okay, so I am Ruben Sekrinjas. I'm the lead product designer here at Creatopy. I have also over 9 years of experience in this field, in the design field. I also started in the ad design field. I probably made thousands of ads and graphics and posters and design stuff. But later on, I transitioned to web design and user experience, and that's what I do now. Now I want to share you a bit of Creatopy. This is the app we are working on. And just to get a short brief what it does, we have an editor, for example, and in this part, you can add many stuff like text and images and videos and anything you need. And we have something called the timeline, the animation part. So until now, we had this possibility to make animations like this. As you can see, it has an introduction usually, and an outro. And in the middle, for example, for a button, you could add some small attention-grabbing animations. But mostly it was about this. So you have, for example, this image, and from here you could just select a couple of transitions, and with just one click you had something really nice to play with and to build your animation. But our users and many people asked us that this is all good and fancy, but they want more control. They want more flexibility over the animations. And as you saw on those examples that Gary showed too, they are maybe a bit more complex. When we are speaking of motion design, usually non-designers, let's say, but even designers, tend to think that this is something really hard. And truth to be told, it is. For example, myself are not so used for with After Effects, so I can use it, but it's pretty complicated and it's pretty hard to do. And for simple stuff like this, for ads or, for example, to animate something on social media, it would take a lot of time to learn the tool and everything. So in last year, a couple of months, we worked to elevate this part of our app, the animation part, and we made some really cool stuff. And just for I will show you just a couple of examples what can be done in Creatopy. I found a design, a social media presentation, a branding presentation from a brand that is presenting branding, design, logo, and stuff like that to the client. And I try to replicate this in Creatopy. So this is it. I hope you can see it. So this animation is like 12 seconds. It seems complicated, but it's actually not very complicated. I worked like a couple of hours in Creatopy to do this, and this is the result. So yeah, pretty cool stuff that you can do here. Okay, let's go back to this one. I will show you different examples later on, but what I want to get into is how to make an animation like that one. For example, I chose this Schweppes brand. Is one of my favorite drinks as well, but today I will show you how to create an animation, an ad animation like this. And let's get started. Just so I started with a blank design. I duplicated this one, and I have all the elements. Usually this takes a bit of time to gather around all the elements necessary, all the brand colors. I have it already set up. You can see here the color palette and the logos and elements and stuff like that. But because today we are talking more about animations, I will go directly into animating this ad. So as you can see, here is that timeline I talked about, and you can take the elements, it's drag and drop, and you can create your animation and everything right here. Okay, cool. First of all, I have this text which it says sparkling tradition since 1783. But I want this to be in the background and just a really slow motion, just to have a bit of a feeling that it's something emotion. We have this new animation type called Build Yours, which you can do your animations here. And we have these action types. We have a positioning move, rotate, scale, opacity, and blur. For now, I just want it to move a bit, and you can see here that I have these handles. I can set the start and then ending point of it, and I want it to be on the background for like 10 seconds. We will build today like a 10-second animation. Okay, so this will move slowly in the background, and maybe I will also add a little bit of rotation. I dragged for it to last like 10 seconds, and just a little bit of rotation, like 5%, and it will look something like this on the background. I can also set the easing type here. Okay. Now, as Gary mentioned, we have the brand recognition, and for a brand like Schweppes and any other brand, it can leverage this part. So we have this logo, and I want to show it in the first frames like this, and I can set it. I'm adding an opacity, so it will appear at the beginning, and next I want it to move here in the corner and scale it down, so I can have the other elements come in. So I click scale, and when I click on scale, I can say from 100% to go down to, let's say, 50%. I will have to check it. So yeah, it goes down. Okay, just a second to check if everything is okay. Cool. Then I want it to move to the corner. So I have this one, and I want it to end in that position. So as you can see, I have it already done. If I play it, I want to move it a bit later. So the move and the scale happens a bit later at 1 second, and it will look like this. Okay, so we already have the first frame, which is like the Schweppes logo, and it goes down and in the corner. Maybe the logo is a bit too small, but we will resolve it. Okay. Now I have the first frame here. I can add the first element, which is the bitter lemon, which is also my favorite drink, Schweppes type drink. And I want this to move from the outside here to the inside the ad. Okay, so I will have this motion already. This will come in, and I will add the text. I already selected these ones. For me to not have so many elements on the stage and to see everything clearly, we have this option to show only the visible layers which are active. And also I have this show current frame, which shows me exactly on which frame I am. So this helps me align elements much better. So right now I have this motion already in place. I need to animate these two texts. I can also select some presets, and this looks fine. Slide right, okay. And I have to align this text, the heading one and the subheading one, to come together with these animations. So this will happen from 1 second to the second. Okay. Cool. So I already have like the first slide here. Okay. Now I also want to add a bit of rotation to this element. So it's coming from 0, and I will add like a 5%. So when it comes inside, it will have a small rotation. And after the text is inside, I also want to emphasize this logo and the bitter lemon part. So what I can do, I can go to this element, and I will add another rotation. So when I will be here, I will add a bit of rotation and a scale. So I want to zoom into that part. That would be like probably like 300%, and a small rotation like -5%. Okay, we are getting there. What I want to do is to move everything down, so this will be in the middle. So I can click move, add new move, and this move I can set it so everything comes lower. So let's see what happens. We have the logo, we have everything. Okay, it's not enough, it has to go even lower. Okay, yeah, this already looks good. If we play it without everything else. Okay, so we have our first slide. Maybe we can add a bit of delay for the subheading. Okay, and it's already looking great. Okay, now I'm only at the 3 seconds, so I already have some really nice animations. For the next part, I want to add a different type of drink. I'm going to the brand kit for the brand elements, and I put the ginger ale one. Okay, I close this one. And when I'm here, I will let it like 1 second so people can read the text there. And now I want to switch places. So for the logo, I want to go on the right side. Also, the text will fade out here and will come back. The other text will come back on the other part. And meanwhile, I want to change the drink. So first, okay, let's deal with the logo. At the 4th second, here's the logo. I can add a new move. I drag it here from the 4th second to move it on the other corner. Okay, so this will happen. Okay, meanwhile, this one I want to fade out. Until now, as you can see, this is a preset. I couldn't do this action that I want to do now, but today we have these settings that I can split it to actions. When I do this, it will transform from the preset to this build yours type of animation where I can add different animations again. So I will add like move again and one new opacity. This opacity I want to go it from 100% to 0%, so it fades out. And I will do the same thing with this one as well. Split to actions, one move, one opacity, and both of them are going sideways, and they will disappear. Okay. Next, I want to move the bitter lemon one to the left. I'm adding a new move and I move everything to the left like this. And together, this is the ginger ale one. It will start from here. And it will appear when the other one will disappear. I want to try that action. So this one goes to the left and this one appears on top. Okay, I just need a bit of a rotation. Okay, and it needs to be a bit bigger to match the animation. So I have this one, okay, and this one should disappear also. So I'm also going to build yours opacity, and I'm setting it to from 100% to 0%, so it will disappear in this moment. Okay, I need to match a bit the motion a bit better. So the this one should start maybe from here. And okay, let's see a live preview. And this comes forward, and okay, good. And now these two texts should appear somewhere here. I know it's a lot of elements that are happening right now. And okay, this is the second subheading. I did a bit of preparing, and usually when a designer wants to animate something like a brand or anything, you need to have a little plan. So what you want to do, and start to work on the plan, and after that you can tweak it, send it to the client. They will add their comments, and they can come back to you. But usually, yeah, you need a little bit of plan, and this usually takes a bit of time, more time than I can show it to you now. Okay, this one I will also add a small intro. Maybe I will just use a simple animation here as well for the subheading and for the title too. So yeah, we have this one. Okay, so now we have this one. Okay, I made this one here, but actually it would be better to be aligned here with the text. Here we have also some rulers that it can help me. Okay, and let's see what we did until now. So we have the logo, we have the bitter lemon, it comes forward, they switch places. And now we have this one. Also, I can add some motion to this one, maybe some rotation. Also, not that much, just a slight motion. So when it comes here, it also rotates a bit. Okay, cool. And we are almost ready. Right now, I want to showcase like three products. So what I need to do is for these to disappear first. So I have just a second. I have this second subheading. I will add an opacity. So this will disappear, and also the heading. Okay, so in this moment, this will disappear. I need to move now. I want to move it back so you can see it in a small scale. So I will do this once more. I will scale it down this time down to maybe like 40%. It goes down, and I want to move it also in the middle. So I also add one more move, and I move it to the middle. Okay, maybe it's too big. So 30%. Okay, it goes in the middle. As you can see, the logo is again, we have to move it. So we can go and add a new move, and we can make it to go back. Okay. We have this animation, and now I have to find the other one. Just a moment. I will add one more orange. And the other one is somewhere there. Working with motion design is usually pretty heavy. You have many layers with many actions. What's happening? Okay, in this moment, everything is in that place. So I have this animation, and I want it to appear. with opacity, and then move a bit out at the back. So one would move on the right and one would move on the left. So I want this one to move here, like a bit smaller. And a bit later also. Okay, and this should be above. Okay, so we have this one, and I have the bitter lemon one. I have to move it also in the middle. So after this, I can add a new move, and this move should go inside the center here. Okay, and it should appear also, so I need to add an opacity. Okay, because I put this opacity from 100 to 0, it disappeared, and now it should appear. Okay, I have to reset its position. So, sorry, need to add a rotation, which should go back to 0, and I need to add one scale. So we have everything back to 100%. Okay. Almost. Okay, it will, I need to make it even smaller. Okay, and when it will appear, yeah, it will go a bit on the left, like this one. Okay, so we have the logo, we have the intro, we have a little bit of rotation, a motion, and we have a presentation of it. Okay, I can tweak it a little bit better, so to match all these animations. But for this example, I think it's pretty good. Maybe I can add one more button at the end, and we can say that it's almost ready. Okay, like from a designer perspective, and with some OCD, maybe I would stay even more to do everything perfectly. But you can see what is happening right now. Okay, I just add the black text, and okay. So for the button, I can add some motions that we already have, some presets. And not a long time ago, we also added some hover actions that you can make some nice touches here. Okay. So we have our animation. Okay, almost. I will delete it for now, but you get the idea. So we just finished, like in, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes, an animation like this. I will present it again. The other one I did, this is more aligned and maybe better a bit, but it's similar to this one. So as you can see, it looks complex, and it might be complex, but actually when you try it a bit and play around with all these actions and animation, it's not that hard. I also want to showcase a couple of more examples that we made, and I made in Creatopy. For example, we have this animation of these crackers, some biscuits, and as you can see, it can be really interesting to see how it goes. So it has some rotation, it has some scaling, and it has that impact that Gary talked about. And it's a couple of seconds, and you can create really nice animations that are attention grabbers. And another one, this time for Fanta, that also was fully created in Creatopy, and I'm certain that you can leverage this for your brand, for your company, to create some scroll to stopping ads. Okay, and I have also some other examples. For example, this one. This looks more like a bit of a telecom ad, but as you can see, you can really play around and do your style. As Gary mentioned also, that even the motion can be a branding style. So so for example, this motion can be a branding style or anything else. You can create really subtle and animations, for example, like this one. So we have these blobs behind that are slowly moving, and it grabs the attention in a different way. So even if you look, you can see that something is happening there, but it's a nice touch to do with a couple of tweaks. I also made some McDonald's, also with a emphasis on the logo, and with some really simple tweaks and animations, you can really go far to make it interesting and to tell your story. And also I have this Skillshare one, which I will show you. And as I said, when you combine videos with animations, it's something next level. So you can really play around and make your style, make your brand stand out from the crowd, really. And as you can see, just in a couple of minutes, you can create really nice stuff here. Okay, I have like 2 more. I will show this, and I think I am ready. And one more from Apple. You can play around with elements, and you will have some really cool examples here. Okay, I think that's it. So thank you for being with me and resisting these 25 minutes, I don't know, to really showcase you the stuff you can make with Creatopy. As you can see, maybe it seems hard. If you're a designer, maybe it doesn't. But if you're not a designer, maybe it also seems hard. But trust me, After Effects is way harder than this one. But this app, it's something we are working on, and we are really keen to show you everything that we can do here. And we are expecting users to tell us feedback about everything, this animation as well, so we can improve it even more. But we are happy to see that people are pleased with it and getting used to these animations, and it's getting traction. So thank you again.